Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing Your Spiritual Streams. My name's Tandra and today we are going to do our 2022 predictions for what you might come across during the year, the kind of things that you might be dealing with, some of the energies that are going to be happening, maybe a little bit of advice if that pops up, or just to give you an idea of the kinds of things you can look forward to for the coming year. We do base this on your astrological sign, and it's for your sun, moon, and or rising sign. So it's a good idea to watch all three of those readings. That way you can get a better idea of what your year might be like. We do this slightly different than other readers in that for each sign, you will have 3 piles to choose from. So hopefully the reading will be a little bit more specific to you, because not all Aries are the same, not all Pisces are the same, and so forth. And so there liable to be some slight nuances or differences in each pile, and that way you have a better chance of maybe getting a little bit more detailed reading. These are the decks that will be used in the readings. So this is just letting you know the kind of decks we're going to be using. This is the Modern Witch. This is the Gypsy Fortune Telling. This is the Old Style Laramand. This is the Romance Tarot. This is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. This is the Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck, and this is the Witch's Tarot. So those are the tarot cards that we will be using in each of the readings. Okay, so next will be the introduction for each specific video. There will be an introduction to let you look at the piles and let you decide which readings to go to, and then we'll get to the readings for each one. So we look forward to seeing you there. Hello Taurus, welcome to your reading for 2022. As we stated earlier, we are going to do 3 different piles so that you can pick the one that will have the best energies for you specifically. Remember, this is for your sun, moon, and or rising signs, and we do recommend that you watch the videos that correspond to all 3 of those elements in your chart. Okay, so we have pile 1 that has the Taurus symbol. We have pile 2 that has Taurus written out. And we have pile 3 that has Taurus, the constellation. Okay, so it's a good idea to reflect on these piles and get an idea of which one is the one that you should watch to get your energies and idea of what's happening for you in 2022. When you are ready, there will be timestamps in the description that will lead you directly to your specific reading, and we will see you at that reading. Hello Taurus, pile 1. Those of you that chose the Taurus symbol here, we have a lot we're going to look at today. We have our Black Moon Astrology card, which we will be looking in the booklet for that, because there is a lot of information involved in the booklet, and we're going to want to read that so we don't miss out on anything important. We also have our Tarot and Laramand cards here that we will be looking at to clarify things for us. We will also be doing our charms for that reason as well. We do have our Romance Tarot here that we will be looking at to get an idea of your romantic life for the year and what's going on with that. We will also be doing our Oracle Spheres, where you can think of a yes or no question, and our angel numbers, so that they have an opportunity to impart some information to you as well. All right, so let's get a look out here and see what we got going on. We got Gemini, I think. Okay, it's number 15, so let's go to the booklet here and see what the booklet has to say. Communication is key. Be versatile and quick at this time. You must also be mindful because people are talking. Gemini is a charming sign full of whimsy and fun, and is ruled by the planet Mercury, named after the Roman god of wit and winged thought. Geminis are chatty, and their minds act like quicksilver. Geminis prefer to do things fast, not because they're boisterous, but because they become bored with anything tedious and not immediately fun. Words are everything to a Gemini. They adore books, but hardly ever read them entirely. What is most important to a Gemini is an exchange of ideas and communication. However, they like to discuss ideas, but tend to be poor listeners. Geminis are fascinated by their own thoughts rather than the ideas of others. As Geminis are curious about everything, they tend to be experts on a number of different topics. They also love stories and gossip. Those intelligent minds should always be fed, whether with gossipy tales or the most erudite or philosophical pursuits. They like both. They usually have a small computer on their person to access social media and play games. This twin sign is one of the smartest in the entire zodiac. However, Geminis tend to be insecure in their views, so change their opinions often. Geminis are not very patient, thus may not enjoy school that much, yet they thrive when studying something they are truly interested and invested in. Geminis have a fickle and dual nature. They change their minds on a whim. What is true for them today may not be tomorrow. They get distracted easily and are highly nervous. A more appropriate word is flighty, so attention disorders can crop up. As a dual sign, many Geminis are left-handed or ambidextrous. Geminis are extremely deft at making things with their hands. Gemini is the sign of the brain. They are always inventing, and also the eyes and the nervous system. Geminis have clear, bright eyes that dart around, and they have broad foreheads. They are forever youthful, and they are all air. Geminis are light on their feet. They do have passion, but sometimes they can't find it. Even so, this is the most charming sign, and Geminis have many friends and easily attract romantic partners who share their sense of fun. When this card comes up, you may be the object of discussion, or you may have to talk your way out of a sticky situation. Since communication is key with Gemini, you may find yourself involved with new forms of technology that help spread your ideas to a wider audience. Such technology would include cameras, computers, tablets, and the next invention to come along. Writing may figure in, such as creating a blog, writing books, or just being involved with books and publishing. You may find yourself either to be a skilled diplomat or asked to teach or give a speech. At the current time, you may find yourself to be highly strung, nervous, or excitable, as the nature of Gemini, but still able to figure it all out with a probing mind. It may feel as if you're riding a high wind with lofty energy. Multitasking may be required of you. Gemini is also the sign of soulmates, corresponding to the Lover's card on the tarot. So this card can indicate an important romantic relationship has started or will figure in shortly. But the bottom line with the Gemini card is this: words are important now, so use them wisely. Words will be imperative regarding the outcome of this reading. The Gemini card in brief: the mind and the brain, being of two minds; fluency, deftness, being clever while a little superficial; double talk, talking too much, giving out too much information; publishing, left-handedness, the hands; fingers, the spinal cord; siblings, immediate neighborhood; youth, twins, puzzles, games, learning and quick learning; school and involvement in education; mastering a new technology; computers, nervous conditions, being too highly strung to take any real lead; abandoning projects just before they're finished; leaving many things undone; restlessness and indecision; retail business and selling things; flea markets; used items; flirtation; friends as lovers, and lovers as friends. The corresponding tarot card is the Lover's card, and the key ideas are paying attention, mindfulness, talking, writing, explanation, and versatility. Okay, so a lot to unpack there. So let's go on and look at your tarot cards to see how this energy will flow for you this year. We got the King of Cups. We got the Empress. We got the Two of Cups. Hierophant, the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Fool card, the Sun card, the Lovers, which is interesting because that corresponds to the card you already have. We also have the Fox, number 14, and Lover. Okay. Well, we do have a lot of partner or lover or relationship kind of energy going on here. with this card corresponding to the Lovers, with you having the Lovers, with you having the Two of Cups, and having the Lover card here, there's a lot of energy going on with the possibility of a love relationship or your partner in life figuring in like a lot, being important this year in some way, shape, or form. We will try to get a little bit more clarity here as we go along on that as well. When we look at our romantic tarot cards and our charms. But so far, that is one thing that is coming through a lot, is how much a lover or a partner like that, that kind of soulmate type of partner, might figure in important in your year this year. Now, what's interesting though is we have the Fox card, which quite often will show possible dishonesty or treachery in a partner or somebody like that, or dishonest competitors, or those kinds of things. And that is not necessarily the energy I get from the card for your particular reading, in that Geminis are usually smart, witty, intelligent, and I think of foxes as being that way as well. They are smart, they are intelligent, they know how to work their way through a situation. You do have the Nine of Clubs energy, which is the Nine of Wands. That is very much a resourcefulness type of energy, and so forth. And so I do feel like you will be using your resourcefulness this year to solve any kind of problems or other things that crop up. Now, another energy that we're getting here is we've got the Fool card, and I see that card as corresponding to Geminis in so many ways, in that the Fool is quite often ready for excitement. He's ready to go out there and see what's around the next corner. He's youthful, he's energetic, he's curious, and he's going to go out there and do that. And that corresponds to the Gemini card for the year greatly, in that I think you're going to feel very excited by a lot of things this year, by new ideas. You have the Ace of Swords card, which shows a lot of new ideas possibly coming, and that kind of thing. I think there's going to be a lot of new exciting things coming into your life this year, and you're going to spend a lot of time pursuing those and looking into those and seeing what just comes of things. You do have the King of Cups, which shows some great contentment and happiness in the emotional type of realm. So I do feel like emotionally this should be a pretty happy year for you, pretty stable year, pretty exciting year. You do have the Nine of Cups, as well as we talked about the Nine of Wands. The Nines energy are pretty much getting towards the end. You notice how in this particular one, she's sitting here, she's got all of her cups lined up, she doesn't have anything else better to do at the moment. She's just waiting to get that recognition, or for it to be noticed that she's completed her task and that kind of thing. That's really good energy for you to have this year, because the Gemini energy quite often is one of not completing things when they get started on them, because they lose interest. And with the Nine of Cups energy here, I kind of see that maybe you will complete some projects this year that you start. I think you're going to be interested in a lot of different things this year. I think a lot of stuff is just going to come to you, and you're just going to be excited to learn about a lot of things. And I think you're wanting to share that with a partner and with somebody else in your life. You do have the Sun card, which is one of the ultimate happiness cards coming through the year. So I do think some real good positive energy for your emotions is definitely something that's coming through for the year, that you should feel a lot of happiness about a lot of things that are coming up and happening. We also do have the Empress card, and she represents several things. One of the things is awakening of your intuition. One of the things is spirituality and dealing with that kind of thing. One of the things is possible birth, or giving birth to something new. It is possible some of you guys will actually become pregnant this year, or have a child, or you're going to give birth to something this year, possibly, if not an actual physical, child. You might be giving birth to a new idea, a new project, a new business, something else that you really, you know, get excited about for the year. That kind of energy. So that is quite possible and probable for the year that will happen for you guys. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I want to go ahead and move on to our romantic tarot cards here, because I want to see from so far what it looks like is relationships should be very beautiful for you this year. You might get into some really new, exciting relationships, or you might take them to the next level where you actually, bond each other to each other, either through marriage or another type of, understanding, like moving in together or something else like that. That's very possible this year. But let's take a look specifically at what the romantic cards have to say about that energy. Because I do think that's one of the things you can get quite excited about this year is your relationship with your significant other, and so forth. Okay. We have the Star card. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So once again, another 9 energy. So I do think that you actually are going to be able to complete some things this year that you got excited about, and that you might start this year. You might actually take it all the way to the end. It's also a good warning to not get sidetracked and not, get bored with something and decide to give it up. Because with these 9 energies that you have, it's very possible that you can take it to the final stages and be able to do something with it. If you are already in a relationship, for the most part, I see it as being quite a strong one. I think you're going to raise it up to I think you're going to raise up a relationship to a new level. I think you might get engaged this year. You might actually get married. You might raise your relationship in such a way, like I said, possibly moving in together or some sort of other commitment. Something that takes it to another level than what it's already been at. If you are already committed or married or with somebody like that, then I think you're going to get a deeper understanding of your partner this year. You're going to be able to grow spiritually closer together, if that makes any sense for you. If you are not in a relationship, it is possible that you will be forming some relationship this year or meeting somebody this year, and you should feel pretty good about it. It should be a pretty exciting, passionate type of relationship kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. And like I said, you might even take that up to a new level. Even if it's new this year, you might actually get engaged or do something else with them. That is a high possibility of doing that. But you should be pretty happy in whatever relationships that you're in, that you're doing stuff with. So let's go ahead and move on to our charms. Let's see what other energies we have going for the year. Okay. Okay. We do have the number 6. I love that energy. That's a very, it possibly will deal with children or something else. So I do think children might play an important role in your life this year. But it also, to me, is the number of reaping success and rewards, getting accolades for the things that you've done, getting past the bad energies of the 5s, moving forward, that kind of energy. And so usually the 6 is, something like being able to give out any kind of abundance that you might have because you have enough of it that you have enough to give away some, or getting away from some problems or trials or other things like that and actually moving forward in your life and all that. So the 6 has that kind of energy and connotation with it. I also think that when sixes show up, or, in a reading or in an important spot in your numerology, is that family and family focused kinds of things will be very important. Your health might be important during the year, but not in a bad way. Uh, those kinds of energies as well. But I do think that family would be very important, and dealing with your family and raising of a family. Like I said, it's very possible some of you guys actually will have a baby this year or get pregnant, because that energy is kind of flowing through here. We do have an L and a U that could stand for some sort of university. So it is possible that some of you guys will be going on to higher learning, or will be studying up on some topics that you've been interested in. With that Gemini energy, they want to keep learning, they want to keep doing things, and so you doing that is a really good thing this year. You getting into those kinds of energies and so forth. So that is something for you to think about. We do have the Mermaid, which is a good transformational energy, and the Starfish. So I see you guys as kind of having some mysteries this year, some mysterious kind of things, some hidden topics, and you had a lot of Cups energy as well, which is that water energy. It's that hidden depths, and I think you're going to explore a lot of hidden depths to things this year. I think you're going to look into those kinds of things, and I think you're going to go through some transformational energy this year as well. I think you're going to feel pretty good about yourself when you're all said and done, but it might be a little nerve-wracking or scary at first. We do have, along with some of this energy here, we do have the Rooster, which roosters, have something to crow about. They're very, excited. They feel like, they rule the roost. They have a lot of, things going for them that way. And you also have the comb, which kind of goes along with the rooster in that I see it as you being top person, top dog, caring about your appearance, caring about, how people look at you and stuff like that. And so I think that will be a focus of yours this year, kind of your beauty and youthfulness and all of those kinds of things. You do have the key here with the heart, so you do have the love key. I really like that, the key to love, because I really feel like this will be a big focus of yours this year, is your romantic life, your love life, your partner, somebody that you're with. I think it's going to be it's going to be something you're going to think about quite a bit this year. It's going to be a focus of yours. I think many of you will fall in love or will fall deeper in love with people you're with. That's a huge energy that's showing through in the reading. We do have fearless. I do think you're going to feel somewhat fearless this year, like you have everything going on your side. We do have the Queen of Wands. She is a very passionate type of queen. She is fiery in nature and so forth. So I do think that you have that energy flowing into your life this year, that passion, because I do think, you guys are going to definitely have some passion. I also think connecting with your intuition and with spirit will be important this year as well. I think that's kind of shown through that card too. Okay, so we've got all those things going. Let's go ahead and look at your oracle spheres. This is where you think of your yes or no question, and you pick a stand, and then we get the answers. So we have 4 stands. We have gold, green, blue, and purple. You decide which stand you'd like to get your answers on, and we'll go out and we'll get the answers. Number 1, gold, is a very likely. Number 2, green, is a yes. Number 3, oh my goodness. Number 3, blue, is a not likely. And the number 4, purple, is a not now. So we have a very likely, a yes, a not likely, and a not now. So there are your oracle sphere answers. Let's move on to our angel numbers. We have 5 different stands. We have bronze, silver, green, gold, and blue. You can pick 1 stand, 2 stands, or any all the way up to all 5 stands. You can use all 5 as lucky numbers for the year, or just as angel numbers and whatever they're wanting to tell you through that. There are links in the description that will lead you to websites that will tell you the specific meanings of each angel number, so that you can get an idea of what the angels were trying to say to you and what they would like you to pay attention to, and so forth. Some people use specific numbers in the reading as important dates or months through the year, so you can do that as well. All right, so let's get our numbers here, and then you can do with them what you want. All right, number 1, bronze, is a 2. It's that 2 energy. It's that coming together energy. I really feel like partnerships and people like that are going to be very important this year for you guys. Number 2, silver, is 45. Number 3, green, is 16. Number 4, gold, is 36. And then 29 for number 5, blue. So there are your oracle sphere, or your angel numbers for the year. Thank you so much for being here for the reading. We hope it was a helpful one. Don't forget to check out the other videos that correspond to your sun, moon, and rising signs. That will give you a better idea of what your year will be like by seeing all of those. Do check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot out there. We do put out videos at least once a week, and many of those are timeless. We also do our daily messages from Spirit that you might want to check out as well. And we have a lot of videos uploaded on the channel that might be of interest to you to check out. So we look forward to seeing you again, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Taurus Pile 2. Welcome to your yearly 2022 predictions. You guys are the ones that chose Taurus written out. We have a lot to look at. We have our Black Moon Oracle cards. They're astrology cards, and we're going to be looking at the booklet for that because there's so much information in here, and it's also a really good way to set the tone for the reading, find out kind of the general energy for the year and that kind of thing. And then we use the tarot cards and Lenormand cards to kind of fill that out and maybe pinpoint some more specific areas that you might be looking at, things like that. We also have our charms to maybe give us some more insight and some more information there. We also will be doing our romance tarot here to maybe get a little bit more information about your romantic life during the year. We're also doing your oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of your yes or no question, because we will be getting answers to that. And we'll also do our angel numbers to give the angels a chance to give you any more information they would like to give you, or for you to have lucky numbers for the year, or that kind of thing. So a lot to do. We'll start with the Black Moon Astrology card first, and let's see what it has to say. We've got 30, 6th house routine. Okay, the 6th house does deal with a lot of stuff. It deals a lot with your health, especially. It deals with your career, not so much your career like money, but how you make money. Your co-workers, service to others, small animals, things like that. But let's see, all those might be something you might be dealing with this year. But let's see what the booklet has to say specifically here. You must change your usual way of looking at things. Okay. The 6th house is ruled by the mutable sign of Virgo and the planet Mercury. In the horoscope, it is the area of routine and everyday life. It is not so much a dazzling place as it has to do with the ordinary. It also rules the body, differently from the 1st house, and specifically your health, especially the digestive tract. This house reminds us what we should do to maintain good health, and in this, diet figures in. Anything that comes under alternative health or various approaches to strengthening the body and supporting a healthy lifestyle all falls under the category of the 6th house. The 6th house is all about duty, responsibility, and gainful employment. It shows how hard you work, how organized you are, how much you worry, and what you do on a daily 9-to-5 basis. This is why it's also looked upon as the house of the job, how you earn a living as an everyday citizen. When this card turns up, a job change is possible. When the 6th house card presents itself in a reading, an important thing to consider is your state of health. Medical appointments in buildings, such as hospitals and health centers, may figure into your reading. For your future plans to progress smoothly, you must be strong in body. An area to look at closely is your diet. An alternative health approach may work best for you now, and you may find yourself interested in Reiki, acupuncture, chiropractors, health supplements, herbs, and visits to health food stores. Becoming involved in these matters professionally may also develop. As the sixth house has everything to do with your routine and what you do regularly, you may experience changes and disruptions in your schedule. It would also be to your benefit to become as organized as you can, since at this time any type of disorganization could defeat your plans. It is time to pay attention to the small particulars rather than the larger picture. The larger picture cannot develop without the minute details. You may find yourself worrying over little matters, which is exhausting. Visits to libraries and schools may somehow assist you in your plans. It's important to be analytical in your endeavors, or they may come unraveled and not turn out into an ideal way that you want. Perfection is not necessary to success. Completing what you start is more important. However, the sixth house card does suggest you insist on quality and usefulness. You may find yourself critical at this time, or others will seem to be critical of you. You may want to clear up or correct matters which may have become unhinged, or at least off the track. Efficiency in doing the right thing at the right time will serve you in the coming days. This is probably not an easy time because it is not meant to be. For something to really serve you in the best way possible with the outcome you are wanting, you will have to go step by step and have patience. It's not likely to happen fast, but whatever you manage to accomplish will stick and serve you well in the future. The sixth house card in brief: your job, how you work, and what you are working on, responsibility, duties, diligence, volunteer work, making sure all details are covered, looking at the small things, even trivialities, organization, making sure everything is in the right order, analyzing the situation, efficiency, productivity, the body's condition, digestive disorders, the colon, stomach, and esophagus, health foods and diet, a focus on physical, mental, and/or spiritual healing, alternative medicines and healing modalities, forming plans, keeping matters in order, medical buildings, hospitals and nursing homes, doctors, shamanism, nature, cleanliness, antiseptics, purification, the colors brown, tan, green, and off-white, keeping the books, numbers and letters, studying, learning, books, bookwork, libraries, editing, being alone, logic, and small factors. The corresponding tarot card is the Seven of Pentacles. And the key ideas are daily work, healing, thought, discernment, small animals, employees, and orderliness. Okay, so we're going to look at your tarot cards and other things to refine this down a little bit and see what might be some main focuses for you for the year, some things for you to pay attention to. All right, so let's take a look here. We got the Ace of Wands. We got the Death card. Well, definitely changes then. The Seven of Cups. Okay, spiritual matters there. The Seven of Wands. Intriguing. The Justice card. The Page of Swords. The Four of Pentacles. The Five of Swords. The Six of Pentacles. And then we have the Misfortune card and the 29 Lady Ace of Spades. Okay. I see a few different things going on here. So I think, let me go through and see if I can put this in a logical order for the year, because I think you're going to be dealing with some things differently throughout the year. Okay, I think there might be some things earlier on and some things later on, rather than a whole year being about certain things specifically. So let me take a look here. You definitely are going to have some changes coming about in your life. You've got a few different cards that will indicate that. The death card and the lady card are change cards. You also have a couple of 5 and some 7s, which can also denote some changes as well. So okay. Another meaning for the lady card is if it's dealing with your health anyway, and I wanted to focus on that a little bit because that is a big focus of the 6th house is your health. The lady card usually means taking care of yourself, okay? And it's usually also favorable conditions, which is good because I get the feeling that you might be dealing with some health issues this year, okay? There's a few cards that kind of show this to me. I think you might even end up getting sick early in the year and then, need to focus on it a little bit more, need to pay attention to things. Or if that is not the case for you, you may not have to get sick or anything, but you may just decide that you would like to take care of yourself better, that you would like to start eating better, maybe doing some exercise, doing some more beneficial things, and then you might start feeling better because of that and do better throughout the year. Okay, so that's kind of the energy we're getting. I do think focusing on your health is going to be a big thing all year for you, but I also see some good outcomes coming from it. You have a couple of good cards that show, we've got the Justice card. I can kind of see some balance happening here. We've got a few other, the 6 of Pentacles card, can show that you have really good, Pentacles is another health issue card. The 4 is hoarding or holding on to or afraid of losing. And then the 6 is having enough abundance and being able to give it out. So once again, it's those couple of different energies where for a while you might feel like you're losing your health or that it's not going the way you would like, or you want to protect your health some, or you're dealing with it from that perspective. But then at some point throughout the year, and I really feel like it might be by maybe even April, it might even be fairly early, but it could be more like mid-year, so it could take a little longer for some of you, June, July, August. But I really feel like once you get over this initial worrying about your health, taking care of your health, changing up your lifestyle to make your health better, these types of matters, that once you've done that once that transition has taken place, your health matters should improve. Things should get better. You should feel a lot better. You should feel really good that you focused on it earlier on and things like that. Okay, so I do think health matters will be a big focus for the year. Now, there are some other energies and cards here that might also be something else that you will focus on and that will take place. I think that you might be looking at your closeness to spirituality, and that might also go along with what you're searching for your health issues as well, because you might look into alternative healing as the card was talking about, or other things like that. And when you do that, you might discover some things that might change up how you look at spirit, or how you look at your spirituality or your day-to-day practices with that, because I see several cards that might denote that. And I do think this is a year for change. This is a year for things to change up. So I think the way you deal with spirit, or your spirit team, or that realm at least, the way you think about it, the way you look at it, how you deal with it. Maybe you might even change up religious thoughts. You might even change up some of your beliefs. or you might look into some things that will enhance your thoughts on these types of things. But I think that might be of interest to you this year. I think that will be something that you will look into at least a little bit more, pay a little bit more attention to, maybe find out a little bit more about these projects and these things, and what else is out there when it comes to that. You do have some aces here. You have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, and you also have the Page of Swords. So those cards there show me some new starts and new beginnings on some things. And this is where your idea about things, and like I said, your ideas about spirit or how to deal with your health or other things like that, I think will change up during the year. I do think you will be on a level where you're going to be thinking about things from a different angle, a different perspective, in a new way. It is possible for some of you that this will be triggered by some sort of event that will make you want to look at these things differently, because it'll kind of force your hand into looking at these things. So there might be one trigger that might come up and will make that happen. For others of you, it will just be something that will be of interest to you. It'll just start becoming interesting to you, or something that you want to look at and study. So that's kind of a, there may be an event, or it just might be something that you just feel compelled to do. All right, let's go on. I don't see a lot about your career or about romance in the reading yet. Now, the 6th house does deal with routine jobs and that kind of thing. You might go on to a new job this year. We do have the 2 aces. That is a possibility. But I'm not so sure if you do change jobs that it will necessarily be one that is your all-encompassing career. Okay? It might be beneficial to you to change the job. If you do, you might increase your income or some other things like that, or it might be a healthier job for you, or one you feel better doing. You might feel a little bit more settled in the job. You might feel, with digestive issues and other things like that. Those could be due to worry. Those could be due to, other things. And so sometimes just changing your environment will help with some of those things. So that's a possibility as well. So that's something for you to think about. I don't see much on your love life specifically just yet. So we're going to look at the romance cards here and see if there's anything specific going on in that realm for the year, or any kind of focus on that, and we'll take a look. Okay. Okay, I don't do reverse cards, so I just turn them regular. Okay. Well, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the 4 of Swords, and we have the 10 of Coins. So this should be a favorable year for romance for you, in that for those of you that are in a relationship, it should stay very stable, very happy. You should be very happy in your relationship this year. There shouldn't be any major changes. There shouldn't be anything like that. You're going to get some rest and relaxation with your partner. Maybe you're going to, I think, feel pretty well emotionally and financially fulfilled in any relationship that you're in. Now, if you haven't got a partner, if you're not in a relationship, I'm not exactly sure whether I see a new one starting this year. And that's interesting, because I was wanting to think about it. I was going, okay, we've got the aces. Do those mean possible new romance? And I did not resonate with that. So I'm wondering if, for those of you that are not in a relationship, if that is not going to be a focus of yours this year, and you're just not going to really worry about that portion of your life during this year. You've got other things on your mind, other things you're dealing with. you're focusing more on yourself rather than, bringing anybody else into your life. And so maybe that's the energy I'm feeling more so than any kind of new romance coming into your life. You might still date, but I think whatever level you're at romantically, whatever it is that you're at, you're probably pretty satisfied with it during the year. You're not. I don't see any major changes happening there. If that doesn't resonate with you, then maybe this isn't the right pile, or just this portion of it isn't right for you. There are some other readings for you to watch, as we talked about earlier, that might spell a little different story romantically for you. But so far, that's the energy I'm getting for most of you that are watching this reading here. So I really don't see any major changes happening in the romantic department going on there, but I see you being fairly content with the way things, the status quo on that. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Let's go on to our charms and see if there's any other messages or things that you might be dealing with, any other energies for the year, things like that. So let's take a look at what else we've got going here. Okay, a few things. Okay, we have the fan, which to me usually shows innovation. It shows blowing out the old, blowing in new. So I think that goes along with your changes. And with the innovation, and other than that, with these swords energies over here, those are ideas, those are thoughts. So I'm really feeling like, you're going to change up the way you're thinking about things. I really feel. We do have the 8 and 9 of Swords here. Now, the 8 and 9 of Swords often denote feeling trapped, extreme worry, anxiety, those type of things, feeling, like I said, feeling trapped, unsure of where to go, deep anxiety, worry, those kinds of things. Those cards often will denote those energies. But they can also flip, on the flip side, be freedom, release, recovery, facing life and your fears and things like that. So maybe this is the energy that you're in at the moment, and throughout the year, you will be working on those things and changing those things up, changing the ideas, changing how you look at life, how you deal with things. And I do see things definitely improving throughout the year. I do see things as getting better. So even if that's an energy that you start out with, or even if that's an energy that you deal with for a little while, I do see things improving, and I do see things getting a lot better when it comes to that kind of thing, okay? You do have an in my heart. So to me, that generally means that there's somebody that you're holding dear to your heart and that you're thinking about. And since I did not see any big changes in the romantic department, maybe there's just somebody that you think about often that means something to you. They could be a partner you already have. They could be somebody you no longer have. And maybe that is where you're staying for the year, or that you're working with. That's the energy I'm kind of getting with that, is that you have somebody that you're holding dear to your heart and you think about regularly. And this is different for each of you as to who this person is, or whether they're still in your life and that kind of thing. But they're just somebody that you're holding close to this year, or that you keep a lot of thoughts about this year. We do have a couple of other interesting things here. This is a musical instrument. Usually when those show up, I think of harmony. balance and other things like that. This is a year definitely to get harmony and balance into your life. And you know, the card talked about being organized and being methodical and thinking through things. That might be something that you need to work on, or that, you know, is a practice that would help you. But we also have Rudolph, and we have this beautiful horse here, unicorn. And both of those, unicorns and Rudolph, are both very unique entities. And the energy I'm getting from those for your reading is, I think this is a year that you're going to discover the beauty of your uniqueness. And that's really interesting, because the sixth house usually deals with routine. It usually deals with doing things over and over again, you know, working hard, the whole pattern of, you know, I almost think of drones, like working in an office, and, you know, people do the same things over and over again, and they get their work done, they go home, and that kind of thing. And that's interesting, because that type of energy is more of the same, more of the routine, more of being, you know, not unique. And since that's what you're going to be dealing with this year, it's interesting that now I see the uniqueness, because I feel like you guys are going to have, you guys are definitely going to change your thoughts up about some things. And when you do that, I think you're going to be able to relish in how unique and beautiful you are. And maybe get away from the drudgery of the routine, of the regular, of, you know, this is the normal, this is the way things should work. I think you're going to look at things from how they can work, and how the universe is very special, and can do things very unexpected things and unique things popping up. And so I think you're going to change your ideas about what life can be, and who you are, and how people see you, and things like that. I feel like that's going to be a focus of yours this year. Since you are focusing on your health, and you are focusing on things like that this year, and you're also possibly going to be looking at your spirituality, because those things kind of go hand in hand. I think you're definitely going to get some new epiphanies and new ideas on some of these things than what you've had in the past. So that's intriguing, and that is something to look forward to as well, because I think it's wonderful when we can relish in how unique and beautiful we are, and how we have special things to contribute. All right, let's take a look at our oracle sphere. All right, here we go. We have 4 different stands. We have green, bronze, silver, and gold. You think of a question. It needs to be a yes or no type of question, one that has that type of answer involved. You pick a stand that you would like to get your answer on, and we go out and we get your answers. All right, so you pick your stand. You've got your question. We're going to go get the answer. All right, number 1, green, is a no. Number 2, bronze, is a very likely. Number 3, silver, is a not now. And a number 4, gold, is also a not now. Okay, so we have no, very likely, not now, and not now. Okay, so there are your oracle sphere answers. Let's go on to our angel numbers. Now, these work very similar in that we have stands for you to pick from. We have 5 of them. We have blue, silver, gold, green, and purple. And then we have our angel numbers. There's 1 through 55 in here. And what you do is you pick a stand or stands, if you'd like, for your angel numbers to appear on. And when we get those numbers, you can go to the description. There is links there that will take you to websites that will tell you what each number means. okay, what the specific meaning, what the resonances of those numbers are. Those might give you some more insight as to what you might be dealing with for the year, or what the angels would like for you to look at. Also, some people like to use all 5 numbers as their lucky numbers for the year, or other ways like that. So there's really no right or wrong way to utilize these, just whatever works best for you, however you'd like to do it. Some people also use them as important dates for the month, so, or for the year to look into. So however you'd like to do that. All right. Ooh, I have a whole handful here. That's unusual. All right, let's do, okay, 5. Blue is 5. Change number right there. All right, we got 43, which reduces to 7, another change number. Interesting. All right, so silver's 43. We have 45 for gold. We have 33 for green. Wow, I can't believe I picked up 5 numbers at once. I usually don't do that. And we have 40 for purple. All right, so we have 5, 43, 45, 33, and 40. So those are your angel numbers for the reading. Whew, okay, guys, thank you so much for watching the reading. We really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to watch the other readings that correspond to your chart, as far as your sun, moon, and rising signs. And please check out our other videos on the channel. We do daily messages from Spirit every day. We also do other readings at least once a week that might be of interest to you. A lot of them are timeless, so it might be a good idea to check those out. Also, if you could share the channel with your friends and family, that would be greatly appreciated. We do look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Taurus, pile 3. Welcome to your 2022 yearly predictions and what you might be dealing with for the year, your energies, and so forth. Those of you that chose the constellation Taurus, so we're going to put that over here. We have an awful lot to look at today. All right, we've got our Black Moon astrology card, oracle cards here. We will also be looking or reading from the booklet on that, because there's so much information in here, and I just really like to start out with that because it gives us a really good idea of the kinds of things that we might be looking at or focusing on for the year. And then we get more information from the tarot and Lenormand cards here. We also will be looking at the Romance Tarot deck to try to get a little bit more clarity on your romance for the year, if that's a thing that we need to look at. We also have our charms that will give us a little bit more insight into things, maybe some more information and that kind of thing. And then we also do our oracle spheres, where you can think of your yes or no question that you can get an answer to. And we also do our angel numbers, where you can get specific messages from the angels, or other things for you to look at for the year, or lucky numbers for the year, however you like to utilize those. So there's a lot to look at, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we'll do is the Black Moon card. Okay, we've got Jupiter Abundance, number 7. Okay. Wow, Jupiter is the expansion planet. He expands everything that he looks at. You know, anything that he's involved with just gets bigger and better. So let's take a look here at what this has to say. Expect doors to swing open. By far the largest and most magnanimous of all of the heavenly bodies in our solar system, in the Roman pantheon, Jupiter was referred to as the king of all gods. Jupiter corresponds to the Greek Zeus and the Norse god of Odin. Because Jupiter is so vast and expansive, this planet is the gate opener for better luck. The earlier Greeks called the planet Jupiter Pantheon, or Phaeton, which means the brightest star. Because of Jupiter's immensity, it is one of the easiest planets to see with the naked eye. As the ruler of Sagittarius, the centaur, Jupiter has a dual role of being half human and half beast. The planet Jupiter casts off more heat than it takes from the sun, and thusly This giant planet is one of generosity and joyfulness. In astrology, it is the great benefic, the soother of hurts and bruises, and promises a period of good fortune when hard luck is coming to an end. Similar to Saturn, Jupiter can represent the father and what you have inherited from your father. When the energy of Jupiter enters your reading, you can be assured luck is on your side and fortune shines on you. You are being given not only a gift, but also a lift, if not divine help. Blocks are being removed as you wield influence through your own positivity and goodwill. This is certainly an astrological lucky break, but you won't be able to kick back and rest on your laurels. Instead, you will be required to attend what you set into place and keep the positivity and attention flowing. You must continue to nurture the energies to the projects or events that you have started. Otherwise, it could fall into entropy or decay. When it comes to providence and fortune, there is always a payment due, some toil or sacrifice on your part. So do keep this in mind. You are on your way. Just don't neglect things or become lax in your endeavors, which are traits of Jupiter as well, meaning the possibility of taking important matters for granted. Because Jupiter can make you feel happy and complacent, you may have to watch out for weight gain and for other ways you indulge yourself and others. It is important to keep a watchful eye and not skim over the details in any matter. Since Jupiter is strongly tied to the law and ideas of fairness, you may find your opinions and convictions rather strong at the present time. Jupiter is represented by largesse, so try not to become overbearing, as this attitude could sabotage all you have worked for. If you feel at the moment you are in a dark period of time and you have drawn the Jupiter card, be assured blessings are on their way. Doors are opening. With generosity and in faith, it is time to walk through them. The Jupiter card gives a positive spin to any reading. Keep this in mind regardless of the surrounding cards. The Jupiter card in brief: expansion, the wide, open range, moving on to better things, greener pastures, fortune, the lifting of obstacles, respite after a time of stress or turmoil, the high road, opulent objects, indulgence, the payoff, drunkards, recreational drug use, being excessive, being generous, showing generosity, humor, being kingly or queenly, a benevolent ruler, religion, spiritual ideas, spirit quest, scriptures, religious texts, the higher mind, wanting to see the meaning behind life, churches and priests, the Catholic Church, astrologers, places of learning such as universities, schooling, teachers, the law, being free, having a purpose, openness, showing tolerance, being all-inclusive, honor, having gratitude, having goodwill, the colors violet, purple, and royal blue, large animals, especially large dogs and horses, and farms. The corresponding tarot card is the Wheel of Fortune, and the key ideas are change in luck, fortune high ideals, sense of purpose, and the strength to go on. Okay. As I was reading this, I found some similarities between groups 1 and 2 in the Taurus piles that we just did, which is intriguing because those energies were different for each one, but there was a few things that corresponded to those as well. So I always find that interesting when the 3 piles for a particular sign have some similarities involved in them and some things that seem to kind of run through them. Because it is possible that you will be paying attention to spiritual matters this year, as it was for Group 2. It is also possible you need to watch your weight and what you eat, and that was also for Group 2. But it looks like you might have some really good things happening for you and things going your way, as in Group 1. Also, there was the warning about making sure you complete projects or that you don't, they make sure you finish whatever you start. That was also a warning in Group 1. So those were just kind of the energies there that were kind of similar. I thought that might be of interest to you. But let's see what the cards have to say about what your specific focus or energies might be for the year. All right, we have the Ace of Cups. Oh, that's another abundance card. It's another overflowing, ever returning abundance. So that's great. Oh, and the Ten of Wands. Oh my word. Okay. The Five of Swords. The Knight of Swords. The Four of Wands. Oh my goodness. The King of Pentacles. The World card. You got the Princess of Cups. You got the Nine of Cups. Oh my. Okay. And then we also have a visit. And we have the 35 Anchor card. Wowzers. Okay. This is definitely a year of abundance for you. This is a year where, your ship is going to come in kind of energy, where you're going to be getting some things coming to you that you were not expecting necessarily, or that you've been trying to manifest for a while and then finally going to come through and be there for you. But you have some wonderful energies for security and stability and, you know, trying to think of how to put it. You just have so many things. Now, there are a couple of cards here that might denote a little bit of warning or a little bit of paying attention to some things that, go on, like sort of like the finishing of projects. You don't want to just say, oh, well, this stuff is coming to me and then just sit back and wait for it. You don't want that to happen because generally that just isn't the way it works. You're just not, that just isn't going to work out for you very well. But by you knowing that this abundance is on its way and that it's, it's there, the Ten of Wands shows the completion of a project, the completion of an energy, but it also shows releasing of burdens and releasing of, because carrying the 10 wands is very burdensome. It's very heavy. So, yes, it is the 10, so you're on your way to releasing that, but you also might have some of those burdens or things to carry for the year before you'll be able to finally release it. We also have the Five of Swords energy. This Five of Swords is always so pretty. It's up in the air. It's got, beautiful hummingbirds and other things around it, and butterflies. And fives do denote change, so I do believe that things are going to change up in your life for the year and change up for the better, and they're going to be different. But the Five of Swords also has that warning of there's possibly a small cost in relation to any battles won. Usually the Five of Swords is people coming back from a battle victorious, but also injured. Okay? And that's just a warning of you will need to work at what you get for the year. You will need to put some effort into the projects and the other things that are coming your way, okay? There will need to be some effort on your part to get this to come, and that's kind of the warning signs that are involved. It is possible work will start to feel kind of routine to you this year. The Anchor card might show that, but it also shows stability. It also shows, being able to have a good foundation, and that kind of thing. Very reliable type of energy. So we have a lot of that going on this year. It is possible with the Visit card that there will be some fortune that way. And I'm going to tell you specifically what this means for me here. I haven't seen anything super romantic yet in the cards, other than I do believe that for those of you who are not in a relationship, that it is possible that somebody will come into your life that you can form a really good bond and a solid relationship with. And the reason why is because the Princess of Cups here, she's waiting for, that to show up. But also the visit card. This particular visit card reminds me of the old days when cousins and distant relatives and other people would come to go visit other people, and they would stay for often a month or two at a time. Sometimes they'd even take a grand tour and be gone for a year, and they would go visit one relative for a month or two, and then another one for a while, and so forth. They would kind of just travel like that. That was something that the upper middle class and upper classes did. And one of the things that often happened on these types of trips is maybe the relative would bring another younger relative, often a girl, but it would be another relative who was of possible marrying age, or at least thinking about getting married. And the reason why she was traveling with them would be so that they could show her to different people, so that she would have an opportunity to possibly find a match. And so between these two cards, I think that for those of you that are not in a relationship, it's very possible that you will find your match this year. That maybe somebody will introduce you to somebody that you've not met, and you'll hit it off and it'll go very well. Or maybe somebody will travel to your city or your location, and you guys will meet up and get to know each other that way. That kind of thing. I also get a feeling a little bit of it's possible that you guys have met up online or other things like that, and then they will come visit you this year and actually come and travel and meet in person, face to face. That's a possibility for a few of you. That message isn't for everybody. That was just for a few people. Because Jupiter is expansion and is increasing and that kind of thing, it's possible you will expand your relationship this year if you're in one, or you will expand to a new one. Like I said, if you've not been in one, it's also possible for some of you that you will expand your family as far as having children. That is one relationship thing I do see for some of you guys. So if that was something that you don't want to have happen or whatever, just be on the lookout that it is a possibility during this time in this year that you might get pregnant or have a baby during the year. Okay, so that is something for you to think about as well. But I do see a lot of really good foundational energies. I do see a lot of stable energies and some good financial and emotional things coming to you this year. Very much so. The Jupiter card is very fortuitous for that. You also might expand your thoughts spiritually and the way you think about religion and spirit and all of those things, or you might study up on those things this year. I think that might be a focus for some of you as well, especially if that's something that's been kind of on your mind. Why don't we take a look at your romance cards and see if there's any other information romantically, especially for those of you that are in a relationship. Okay. Sometimes this gives us a little bit more clarity for people who don't have something in the main reading. Okay. I want this card right here. Oop. Okay. That's interesting. You have another Five of Swords energy. Which is interesting because the other two cards, you have the Moon card and the Page of Swords. And those are very good energies as far as the romance goes. This one is not so much. And with you having two Fives of Swords, it usually is a little bit more intense. I kind of want to clarify that Five of Swords card because I did not get any necessarily bad feelings about your romance this year. So let me see. Now these two cards are beautiful. You got the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So, okay, the energy I'm getting from this then is there are some of you that have either, okay, there's a couple of different scenarios going on here. There are some of you that have been in a very rocky relationship or have lost a relationship, like you're haven't been in one for a while and you're alone, that kind of thing. And what the Five of Swords is denoting there is that should change for you. You should meet up with somebody this year. And that goes along with what we had talked about earlier. For those of you that are already in a relationship, for those of you that already have one, it should be a very nice, stable, romantic relationship this year. Profitable one, a happy one. I don't see any major changes going on that way. I don't... I see it as being a very nice time for your relationship and for you to go on. Now, once again, Jupiter does expand things. So there is a possibility that some of you will get engaged this year or get married or expand your family. So all of those are possibilities as well. But I think the one energy of those of you that don't have somebody, I do think that this is a very big possibility that somebody will come into your life that you can form a stable, happy relationship with. So that is something I see as a huge possibility during the year. All right, let's go on to our charms. Let's see what else we might have to say. And what else the universe needs to tell you about 2022. What else there might be, or any more clarifiers, or maybe strengthening of what we've already said. That happens sometimes. Wow, not very many charms. Okay. Interesting. Okay, you have the money bags and the enough. That means you should have plenty of what you need this year coming to you. There should be enough of everything, of love, of money, of abundance, anything that you're needing for the year. You should have plenty of, more than enough, actually. I just don't have more than enough as a charm, but the enough definitely denotes that. You also have the mermaid and the dragon. That is very cool because the mermaid denotes change. We are seeing a change in your life this year. Matter of fact, I think all the Taurans had that as things are going to change up for you this year. And that is something that you're going to be dealing with. But it's interesting how you have the mermaid and the dragon. The dragon is very much the fiery energy. The mermaid's very much the water energy. Those are almost polar opposites of each other. But the mermaid does denote change. The dragon denotes passion and fire. And those kinds of energies, maybe even a little bit of fighting, those kinds of things. So that's interesting how you have the duality going there. And Jupiter is the duality planet in a lot of ways. So you might be dealing with I'm going to clarify those as well. I'm going to pull a few more charms because with that duality going on there, I get the feeling that some of you guys are going to be dealing with a couple of different energies and at different times during the year. And that's interesting because it hadn't shown up in the rest of the reading yet. So I'm going to clarify it with a few more charms. Okay, we have the hummingbird and the dragon again. A different dragon. Okay. Dual energies again. Wowzers. Because, the hummingbird is nice and delicate and flighty, and then the dragon is very go out there and, energies. Okay, so what I'm kind of seeing with these dual energies then, I guess, because, they keep showing up, is that you, the changes that you're going through this year will ignite some strength in you that you didn't know you had, first of all, but also some passions. I feel like you might find your passion. You might find what you really, really care about. Might be a new job, a new career. You might decide a new path. You know, I do think there might be some learning involved this year and some books and reading and study. So maybe you will find a new passion, because that's what I'm seeing with the dragons, is a new passion. Okay, something you will be passionate about, something that you know you really like and really care about and really want to pursue and do. With the mermaid and the hummingbird, those energies are more of, well, the mermaid's the change, but the hummingbird is being able to do what you want. Is the energy I'm getting from that. And so, you know, because I think of hummingbirds kind of flittering around between, they're almost like butterflies in a lot of ways. But I see them flittering around from flower to flower. You know, they'll hover in one place and then they'll pop over and go somewhere else. But they're very free. They can do whatever they want. They're lighter than air almost. You know, you get this feeling that they're just, you know, some people think of them as being fragile because they kind of look fragile, but yet they're so strong. It's that duality there, that, you know, but I see very much of freedom and being able to do what you want. So I do feel like for quite a few of you this year, you will maybe start being able to do some of the things that you want to do. Maybe with this new abundance coming into your life, you'll be able to start being freer to pursue the things that matter to you or that you really care about. And so maybe it's not the duality so much as just a confirmation that you get to follow your passions. The mermaid followed her passions and her dreams. And the dragons, you know, show these passions. And so with the hummingbird, maybe it's just showing that you're free to follow these now. So that's really the energy, I guess, that I'm getting. I was looking at it from the wrong angle, I think, to begin with. All right, why don't we go on and we'll go on to our oracle spheres and we'll look at our angel numbers and see what we can find out with those. Okay. All right, our oracle spheres. This is where you think of a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. And we have 4 stands for you to choose from. We have gold, silver, bronze, and green. Okay, and you decide which stand you would like your answer on. You think of your question and we go out and get the answers. All right, so let's go find out what we can do about those. Number 1, gold, is a not now. Number 2, silver, is a yes. Number 3, bronze, is a very likely. And a number 4, green, is a not likely. So we have not now, yes, very likely, and not likely. All right, so let's move on to our angel numbers. This works similar in that there are stands to choose from. We have 5 of them. We have purple, green, gold, silver, and blue. We'd like for you to pick at least one stand. You can pick more than one if you would choose to. Some people do that. We have our 1 through 55 angel numbers here. We're going to get a different number for each stand. And you can go out to the description, in the link in the description that will take you to a website that will tell you what each number means, if you'd like to do that. That'll give you the idea of what the angels might be wanting you to focus on for the year or look at, or that kind of thing. Also, some people use all 5 numbers as lucky numbers for the year. Some people use specific numbers as specific dates or days of the month or something else that might be important for the year. There's really no right or wrong way to do this, just whatever works out for you. Okay? So, number 1, purple, is a 6. Number 2, green, is a 23. Number 3 gold is a 25. Wow, lots of 20s here. Number 4 silver is a 28. And then we have 16 for blue. All right. Lots of 6s and 2s. All right, so we have 6, 23, 25, 28, and 16. So there are your oracle or your angel numbers for the year. So that'll give you an idea of what to do with those. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. We hope there were some messages that were useful to you. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up and just share the channel with your friends and family. Those are extremely important. Do check out our other videos. We have our daily messages from Spirit that we do every day. We have other videos that we put out at least once a week, and many of those are timeless and there are lots of different topics, so you might check those out as well. We do look forward to seeing you again in other videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.